Howdy everyone, hope you're keeping well. Black Shadow here, in the flesh. I know, I don't do this often for these update videos, but I was doing some content for Dune Imperium over on Hidden Assets channel. I've still got the setup like that, because I've got the thing up here, and I figured I need to do an update video for this channel, so I might as well just use setup while I've got it up and running, because there's plenty to let you guys know about, mainly regarding me, hence we're doing this a little bit early. So, it's not bad news, but it's stuff that you should probably be aware of. So, about a week or so ago it was now, I put my name forward and threw my name into a hat for a position with a company to become what they call a competitive e-gaming referee, although it's dealing much more with integrity issues and stuff like that. And I had an assessment and an interview over the course of this week. And pending their HR team making sure that I didn't completely lie to them, looks like we're going to get hold of it. And we're possibly starting as soon as some point next week, which is good news. It's kind of dealing with stuff that's already in my wheelhouse, obviously with tournaments and stuff like that, which I do with the Dune Imperium stuff, dealing with, like, obviously running with broadcast software, because they do online stuff as well, which I obviously do plenty of that sort of thing. And it seemed kind of in my wheelhouse, so I put my name forward. I figured, what the hell? Also, part of the idea behind the role is that the hours are deemed as casual, i.e. they're kind of flexible. So the plan is to do some stuff with them, but have that not have a significant impact on the stuff I do either with this channel or indeed what I do with Hidden Assets. That's not to say that there won't be any impact whatsoever. I'm sure there will be some which I can probably quantify now, some which I'm going to be guessing a little bit more truthfully, and we'll see how things play out. But it's still good news to have, and I am fortunate in the fact that I'm not like forced. I'm not in a position where I'm absolutely like, I need to be doing like, your 9 to 5, whatever sort of stuff. Like with having done this for a while, with your guys' support and those of you that support me obviously through the Patreon and like the Twitch stream, stuff like that, and obviously the stuff I also do now with Hidden Assets as well, like I am able to retain a degree of agency in decisions that I get to make. I'm incredibly grateful for that, believe me. I've been on the other side, I know what it's like, and a lot of folks that are on the other side, to be able to kind of do this stuff in conjunction with that, I think is a really cool place to be. But I do think that it is time for me to, do something else on that sort of side of things, at least for the time being. It was the same when I was up in Tamworth. I spent obviously a lot of time during COVID lockdown doing nothing but channel stuff. Once that rescinded, I spent a little bit of time, in full paid employment as well, and balancing that was difficult, but we kind of got through it. And I think it's time now for me to look to do some more of that again on the side. Hopefully this will be a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for here? It should work a bit smoother than it did up doing my previous role a couple of years or so ago. But some of that we'll have to see. So just expect that in the future. There will be, there might be some changes, especially with like the Twitch streams that I do. I'll be obviously doing standardly on Saturdays and Tuesdays. I still intend to do 2 a week. However, the days of those might change around a bit, and I would encourage going onto our Discord servers, and link in the description below, where I am posting ahead of time the events, the stuff I'm doing. So tomorrow, I'm going to be playing Undertale for the first ever time, which should prove to be quite a trip. On Tuesdays, we're currently going back through Resident Evil Outbreak, the Terror mod, with a lot of familiar faces, Legal, and we've had Jugs come back as well as of this week, which is really awesome. Hadn't had him for a while. So Azumi, of course, as well, in hand. We've been taking that on. Haven't fully beaten a stage yet. It's been pretty tough, but we are getting better. We are improving and learning a hell of a lot. So, it's been pretty good so far. Now, I did have a bit of advance notice as such that obviously I was going for this role, and truth be told, I knew when I put my name forward for it, I was probably fairly likely to get hold of it. As such, that is why there is going to be, I have been doing a lot of work with Final Fantasy X-2. Obviously, it's the main series that we're covering at the moment, the HD remaster. I've been really enjoying playing it, and I have recorded well in advance on this series, partially because I knew it was going to take me a while to do off-screen work to get the team ready to take on some of the Superboss stuff that I want to do. There's going to be a lot of grind work I've got to do for that, which I'm already in the midst of doing. I know in the series we've only just started like Chapter 2. I've already got a Chapter 5 file, and I've already been working at that very heavily, dealing with that content, because I knew knew that once this starts, that obviously I'm going to have less time for doing that. So I need to get in ahead of time, and that's what we have been doing. But 10-2 has been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it. It's been really kind of casual in a way. We've gone through the game at a very quick rate of knots as well, and made really strong progress on that, so I'm super happy. I've also been supplanting content on the YouTube with the various Twitch series that we've done as well. So the Silent Hill 3 Millionaire Challenge, we delved into a randomizer for Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, which was pretty wild, quite entertaining. There was a second run that I did of this that I will be also looking to edit and bring onto the channel. I just haven't quite got around to sorting that out yet. It's been on the to-do list, probably for me to do over the course of this weekend. And other bits and pieces as well. However, these will now be drying up in regards to them being ported over to the YouTube, because I'm just not going to have as much time to move stuff over and spend time kind of getting those up and running. So it'll be a lot more selective, the stuff that will be going up. Once you've had some of the outbreak stuff, I'm not even 100% sure that will be going up onto the channel on YouTube. I'll endeavour to do so, but it's a lot more editing I've got to do for that than I originally expected, just the way it's kind of worked out. But for the time being, it's going to be mainly, continuing with Final Fantasy X-2 and all the fun and games of that. So, though I do have the next couple of series planned up that I want to be doing. The first one is one that I actually want to look to get started possibly some point next week. I'm looking to be starting this role next week, but I don't know quite when, so I might have a bit more time than I'm expecting. And there's a game that's been on my mind that I've been kind of interested in playing for a little while. I've not quite got round to it, but I knew that when I did, I'd want to do it for the channel. And it's for a series that I have done before on the on this channel. And I am looking to make a start on Parasite Eve, the Third Birthday. This was a pseudo-sequel, if you will, to the series that was released back in 2010-2011, originally for PlayStation Portable. And I know that this is a game that not everyone liked. I have admittedly never played it myself. I've always had interest. Obviously, we've done the Parasite Eve series before on the channel. A lot of fun. I know that the series took a bit of a change in direction for this title. But I just can't sit here and feel like it's a terrible game. From the little bits that I've seen, it seems at least alright. And it's also not a particularly long series to do as well. I should be able to get this done in maybe 10 to 12 hours probably, maybe even a little bit shorter than that if I'm actually okay at the game. So I'm looking to make a start on this some point next week, also because I do want to have some more horror stuff on the channel. We're not far away from getting into that season. Obviously September and October are usually the horror months for the channel, so it'll be a nice kind of warm up before that. So hoping to get a start on this at some point next week. Speaking of October, that probably should take us very accurately to Silent Hill 2 Remake, which of course sees its release at the beginning of October. I am looking to begin recording of this series and this game when it comes out. I'm currently raising a bit of cash via the Twitch streams, because I'm going to have to get a PlayStation 5 for this, because my poor PC... it's just not going to be able to run this effectively and be able to record it well to a standard that I'm going to deem acceptable. It's just not going to do it, kids. I know I need to get a replacement for this eventually, and it's starting to err towards that way, but that's probably a problem for next year. So that is the plan, is to get on a PlayStation 5 for October to get hold of this game and record this on release. I still think it's going to be a really good title. I think they'll do a really good job of it. Maybe I'm slightly more hesitant about this than I should be from my play, obviously, Resident Evil 4 Remake, which I will still stand by. I think was a really well put together game, but it was just missing that little bit of magic, I think. They just didn't have. And I talked about this obviously extensively in my series and my roundup video of the my thoughts on the game. I stand by it, and I was right that it would get nominated for Game of the Year, and I was right that it wouldn't win it. So I will take my minor victory lap. But regardless, I will be looking to get this recorded on release, and it should prove to be a really good experience. So, stream-wise, talk about this very quickly. As I say, we have been pretty busy over on Twitch. It has been set between Tuesdays, which are Resident Evil Outbreak days. Again, playing with the Terror mod with various folks. It's been really nice to be playing Outbreak again. It has been a good couple of years. The Terror mod has definitely proved to be pretty challenging. Although I think at sort of a level that we're kind of managing just about. We've not had a proper clear. We nearly beat Desperate Times, and then the game crashed. It was really frustrating. But I think the team is really close to getting involved, and I have noticed on the Discord server, like, folks have been getting the Outbreak itch again, playing this, kind of playing a bit themselves, because, you know, we do want to win some of these games. It'd be really good. Saturdays have been variety days. These have been mainly featuring games. I got gifted a load of games over the Steam summer sale, thanks to Starfruit and Believer as well, donated some Castlevania stuff to me, and we're playing those games basically on Saturdays. So we had, like, Vampire Survivors on last week. This week we had sort of like Buckshot Roulette. We had the Coffin of Andy and Laylee, which is an experience, putting it mildly. But that's been pretty enjoyable nonetheless. Some of them will return to. And as I said, tomorrow for Saturday, we will be delving into Undertale for the first ever time. I've never played it before. Obviously, I'm well aware of the game's reputation. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing what that game has in store for us. And that's going to be the schedule for now. There's been quite a few games gifted to me as well. On top of that, you know, I've got Bayonetta was thrown at me, Mirror's Edge was thrown at me, a couple of bits and pieces as well. I think like a Soul Reaver game, I think Soul Reaver 2 or something like that was thrown at me. There's a good few things in there as well. Portal as well. So that's the plan for the next Saturdays, is to be going through those various games. Some I've played before, some I haven't, and enjoying those. That's a lot of zombies going after the Terramod, everyone. It's quite an experience. As noted, the plan is to keep these Saturdays and Tuesdays. It is possible that there will be some changing of that, just due to the fact that, you know, my schedules might change a little bit with doing the refereeing stuff. So if there is change to those dates, I'll let folks know as soon as possible. But that is largely it for this video. So the main update was regarding me and obviously the refereeing stuff, and that there is going to be probably some schedule changing along there, and differences to what you're seeing coming up as content for the channel. I'll do a couple of quick cheap plugs here while I'm here. As mentioned, we do have a Discord server we've got this invite here. There's a link of that in the video description. Be nice to have as many folks around as can. We do appreciate the company. I do also have as well, if you wish to make financial contributions for whatever reason you so deem determinate, I'm okay with that as well. We do have a Patreon, patreon.com/BlackShadow993. And if you fancy just a one-off tip because you think I'm awesome, I also do have a Ko-Fi as well, Ko-Fi/BlackShadow993 as well. Any and all money that we does receive goes back into the channel. I promise you it does not go into the end of the year holiday fund. But basically at this point it's all going towards the PlayStation 5 so that we can get hold of a console and do Silent Hill 2 Remake on release. That's basically it, folks. So thank you much for listening. Have a nice afternoon, evening, whatever it is. I hope you see you on the streams, on the YouTube channel. Other than that, just stay out of trouble, please. You know, the world's got enough issues as it is. We don't need any more. Have a good one, kids. I'll see you soon.